Ladies and gentlemen, Wrestlemania is done, and mixed emotions, to say the least. It wasn't a bad Wrestlemania. Okay, I'm not gonna be one of those people that are bitching right now just because Roman Reigns lost. There were some good points, but I mean, it didn't feel like WrestleMania. Not a lot actually happened. So let's talk about it. Obviously, like I called, Total Divas beat Team Bat and Blonde. And I forgot Brie Bella was actually retiring, so yeah, of course she would get the submission finish there. Congratulations to Brie. Nikki Bella made an appearance. If none of you actually saw that, she didn't wrestle or anything. She was actually in a neck brace, so you know, we don't know when we're gonna see Nikki Bella back, but we know for sure that Brie is retiring. The Usos defeated the Dudley Boys again. Horrible build up to this. I literally just flipped a coin and said the Usos were gonna win, and what do you know? I mean, you guys saw it was a horrible build to that, and they started off good, but then they got no TV time, and it wasn't like they moved the TV time to SmackDown. They didn't even do that. They just stopped, and then literally 2 weeks before, they decided to bring back the feud, which was absolutely stupid. Let's move on, guys. Kalisto beat Ryback. I said that Kalisto needed to win to kind of cement himself as the next Lucha, Rey Mysterio replacement. And hey, it was an okay match, but I mean, it was as good as it was gonna get. Now, probably, I'm not sure if I'm gonna call this the match of the night, because I like ladder matches, don't get me wrong, but I also like, triple threat matches, but we'll get to that. So here's my thoughts. This match was fantastic, and it had an ending that was like, wow, right? You thought Sami Zayn was gonna have his moment. You thought Dolph was gonna be it. You thought Kevin Owens. No! Zack freaking Ryder. And I feel happy for Zack, because, like I said, he was so over a couple of years ago, and now he has the belt back. Does this mean the Hype Bros are done at NXT? What does this mean for Zack Ryder? Because as of late, we've been taking the championship belts, trying to at least, if it's not the WWE World Heavyweight title, serious. Does Zack actually get a really good push out of this? Because this probably cements a Kevin Owens Zack Ryder rematch at the next pay-per-view. So how is Zack going to bounce off from this? And it's going to be really interesting to see how they book Zack Ryder from here on out, and see if they give Ryder the respect he should have gotten a couple of years ago. So we're going to move on to Chris Jericho and AJ Styles. Chris Jericho defeats AJ Styles via pinfall. Are you serious? Are you serious? Again, really pissed off about this. And, wow. I don't know what to say. I really have no idea what to say. Styles needed this, and I'll give you a few reasons why. I do not watch the indies. I just recently started watching NXT. NXT TakeOver Dallas, by the way, fantastic. I think it blew WrestleMania kind of it didn't blow it out of the water, but it definitely stood on its own, and you could make the argument. But getting back to this, I don't watch the indies, so I have no clue about a guy like AJ Styles. And maybe that's why they decided to put Chris Jericho over. But no, Chris Jericho should have done the veteran thing here. But of course, it doesn't come down to Chris Jericho. It comes down to Vince McMahon and I believe Kevin Dunn. And you put Chris Jericho over? Seriously? AJ Styles needed this moment to elevate himself to go on to face the Intercontinental Champion or the US Champion. But now he lost. What happens now? Because it's still 2-1 Styles. What happens now? You know what I mean? I don't know what to say. Because it's still 2-1. There's no rubber match for Styles and Jericho. So yeah, I didn't really appreciate that match. I thought that should have been AJ Styles. I think it would have been better placed for AJ to win that match. And this was weird. I thought we were going to have a tag team titles on the line, but it just turned out to be a tag match. A handicap one at that. I have no idea why the Authority, keeping a kayfabe here, would do that to the New Day. But yeah, the League of Nations defeated the New Day. Again, I have issues with this. League of Nations has been booked poorly. And just everything around the League of Nations. I just don't like the League of Nations. But again, I don't want to be one of those people online to say, blah, blah, blah. Because you're going to hear 100 of those tonight. You're going to hear 100 of those tomorrow. I'm going to try and be super unbiased here. It was a decent match. I liked it. But I think the New Day... And unfortunately, we didn't get the unicorn entrance that they were trying to do, so apparently it got banned. Or, they weren't allowed to do it. But, yeah, League of Nations defeated the New Day. Numbers came into play, and the New Day lost here. Again, I thought the New Day should have won. And when League of Nations started talking afterwards, Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, and Mick Foley came out and dismantled the League of Nations. And also, Xavier Woods got into the ring. He thought him and Austin were cool, but then he got stunned. And that's what happened in that match. Again, really, really weird. I thought that would have been a place where, Enzo and Cass or an NXT people would come up and maybe thing, but nothing, which was really, really weird. It kind of felt like a Raw, but a really special Raw. Brock Lesnar defeats Dean Ambrose. Oh my goodness. I hate this. I hate the result. It was fun, but I hate the result. Because here's what's going to happen. Brock Lesnar is going to go away for about 2 to 3 months. And he's not going to come back until, who knows? It depends on what they pay him. He's not going to come back for Payback. He's not going to come back for any of the smaller shows. He may come back for Extreme Rules, but he's definitely not coming back for any of the smaller pay-per-views. So, what do you do at this point? I mean, it was supposed to be Dean. From a storyline perspective, Dean Ambrose should have won this to help propel him. It doesn't matter that Brock's going to lose. He's going to be off for like 2-3 months. People are going to forget that. As soon as his music hits in 2 to 3 months, everybody's going to be like, oh my God, Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar. So it doesn't freaking matter. And giving it to Brock was just stupid. But again, fantastic match. As far as the storyline, I don't like it because, again, Dean Ambrose gets literally the short end of the stick almost every single damn pay-per-view, which pisses me off. Moving on to probably my favorite match of the night and the best match of the night. And we haven't said this in a long time. It was the Divas Triple Threat match. Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Sasha Banks. Now, here's the thing. Like I said before, I loved this match. It was fantastic. and they've rebranded the Divas Championship to the Women's Championship. It looks a lot like the World Heavyweight title, but except that it's white. And you know what? It's good. I think that's actually great that they did that. At first I was like, it kind of looks like a copycat belt, right? It looks like a customized belt. But, you know, to give women the respect that they deserve, you know, it gave the same kind of feel to the World Heavyweight title, but with a different color. And I think that's okay. But getting into the match, fantastic. A lot of great moments. Becky Lynch was super strong. Charlotte, amazing flip off the top rope. Sasha Banks was Sasha Banks. And this finish came down to Charlotte submitting Becky Lynch. But Sasha Banks tried to get back into the ring, but Ric Flair held her back. And unfortunately, Charlotte retained. Here's the thing. I think everybody wanted Sasha to win that match. I think people would have even been happy if Becky Lynch won that match. But here's the thing. Charlotte is a great heel. I'm going to give her that. Charlotte is doing a great job as a heel. I enjoy her as a heel. I think she's doing a really, really good job. But, ew. WrestleMania, new belt. At this point, everything has been kind of like a what? You know, you haven't had a feel good maybe since the Ryder match. So you would think Sasha Banks would carry, you know, the women into the new year up till SummerSlam, where maybe Bayley would debut. By the way, Bayley lost at NXT TakeOver. We're going to talk about that though. But so maybe Bayley's on her way up, but Sasha Banks, I thought she would take, you know, the title and carry it to SummerSlam. But Charlotte retains, and you know what? I'm absolutely fine with that. So, Undertaker versus Shane McMahon in Hell in a Cell. Now, understand that Shane McMahon is not a born wrestler. He is the McMahon, and you know what? It wasn't going to be a technical match. So if you look at it from that point of view, I think it was a solid match. Shane McMahon, obviously the highlight of the night was jumping off the 20-foot Hell in a Cell, but missing the Undertaker. That was absolutely insane. But unfortunately, Shane McMahon lost. So that means that the Authority and Vince keep Monday Night Raw. Now, here's the thing. What's going to happen? No brand split? Is it going to stay the same? And it kind of seems like a waste that Shane would be brought back just to lose like that. But again, the hype was pretty good going into the match, and that's all that they needed. A lot of people were gone. It was supposed to be Cena and Undertaker. And you know what? For the limited time that they had, they did a good job hyping up this match. And in terms of obviously not being able to be super technical, I think they did a great job covering that up. It was slow at certain points, but you know what? Again, Shane McMahon is not a technical wrestler, so you can't look at it as, you know, so much as a wrestling match, but more as an entertaining match when someone is not super technical. So we move to the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and hey, it was okay. Super surprised at the beginning off the top. There was obviously Shaq coming out. Shaq made an appearance, and he was staring down with the Big Show. He double choke slammed Kane with the Big Show, and you know, but that was it. He got thrown over the ropes with Big Show after that, you know, and it was relatively quiet in the match. In fact, Social Outcast was doing most of the work that match. And right at the end, super surprise, Baron Corbin When I saw him, I said, you know what? He's going to win. Because Mark Henry was thrown out. Big Show was thrown out. And I could sort of see Kane winning it, but Corbin seemed like the right guy. This probably means that Corbin is not going to have any rematches with Austin Aries, and he's going to stay on the main roster. So, welcome to the main roster, Baron Corbin. And yeah, guys, I have no idea what they're going to do with Baron Corbin. NXT showing up. And we thought it was going to be, Roman Reigns versus Triple H. Not yet. Rock promo. We need a Rock promo. Comes out, flamethrower, puts his name on fire. Fantastic, right? It's just The Rock. If you smell, the whole crap. And Bray Wyatt comes out. And I'm like, okay. Well, hello, Bray. I thought you were injured because you haven't done anything. But I'm like, okay, well, finally. Rock says, you know what? Let's have a match, Bray. You and me. Everybody's like, yeah, okay. Bray's getting a super high-profile match. Erick Rowan steps in. Okay. Rock defeats Erick Rowan in 6 seconds, which breaks a WrestleMania record from 13 seconds. Who was Daniel Bryan, Bro Kick, Sheamus. Okay. And then obviously they swarmed him. And surprise, surprise, the mutant himself, John Cena, medically cleared and came out and helped The Rock out, delivered an AA 5-knuckle shuffle, the whole thing. Do. And fantastic. And honestly, I get goosebumps when I see The Rock and John Cena together, because they're literally both two of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And I grew up with Cena. I also enjoyed The Rock. So that was amazing to me. They are literally those guys are, the industry. Two of the most successful men, not named Austin, obviously, in the top 3 of all time. Now, main event time. Roman Reigns, Triple H. Now, if you don't listen to the boos, if you don't listen to all the fans bitching, it was actually a really good match. I enjoyed it. And I think Roman Reigns had to go over. Because what was Triple H going to do? It's not like Seth Rollins is right around the corner from getting healed. Rollins is still going to miss like 3 more months. So, it's not even like Triple H goes over. He comes out. Seth comes, hey, I want my title match back. Not going to happen. Roman Reigns, that is obviously not to the fans, but that's what they were trying to staple as the feel-good moment. Roman Reigns finally winning. But, it's not even like he's safe because the Authority is still in power. So, he could lose it tomorrow night at Raw. So, it was a good match. Like I said, Roman Reigns going over. It was the right choice. Triple H, what was he going to do if he won? Right? He wasn't going to come back and be a full-timer. And so what are you going to do? I have no clue. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Thought my audio stopped, but we're still going. So let's keep going, guys. So let's wrap it up and kind of have my last thoughts here. Overall, this was an okay pay-per-view, and it's really sad because it is WrestleMania and it's supposed to be the best of the year. It's supposed to set the bar for the rest of the year, and it didn't do that. In terms of storylines, only Roman Reigns successfully did something tonight. The only other interesting thing here is Zack Ryder winning the IC title. What does this mean? Does Zack finally get his shot back at the top of the main roster? Is the Hype Bros done? Mojo Rawley, is it all done? And that's a feel-good moment for me, because Zack Ryder, hey, he was really, really over with the fans, and he's getting a chance to do that again. And obviously this lets Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, no title on the line, but, you know, maybe they do something for the next couple of pay-per-views together. And I don't know what Dolph's next move is, you know, but again, as far as storylines, it's only Roman Reigns, it's only Zack Ryder that you say, what is next for those two? Everybody else is just like, okay, well, nothing really advanced, you know, nothing really happened. And it's really unfortunate. Baron Corbin won the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial, and he's probably going to stay on the main roster. We're going to probably see him debut tomorrow night. Charlotte, I mean, like I said, I enjoy her. She's doing a pretty good job as a heel. But damn, I really wanted Sasha Banks. Maybe they're saving her for 33. But I don't know if the fans will let them save Charlotte for 33. She might get it at SummerSlam. Becky Lynch, another person who I didn't think had a shot, but looked fantastic and actually made it look like, hey, she had a shot. But like I said, Sasha Banks, really wish she won. It would have just felt fresh going after Wrestlemania, and everything would have felt into place. We would have had new feuds, you know, maybe a Becky and Charlotte feud. No, Becky and Sasha feud, Paige and Sasha. You know, there were multiple things. Naomi and Sasha. You know, there are multiple ways you could go. You know, Charlotte has faced a couple of people already now, and you gotta wonder what's next for Charlotte. Does that mean Becky Lynch is gonna, oh my god, sorry guys. Does that mean Bayley's gonna get the call up, and that's at the next pay-per-view or at SummerSlam? We don't know. Again, New Day, super hot streak. Losing to the League of Nations just seems a little bit stupid. Their titles were not on the line, so again, it's WrestleMania, you know, all titles should be on the line. Why were they excluded? But I'm happy that it wasn't, because League of Nations won. Chris Jericho, AJ Styles. AJ Styles should have went over. Should have been his moment. Let the mainstream audience feel out AJ Styles and give him that moment in front of 100,000. Give him that moment. Don't put him down, because now the mainstream fans are going to say, well, okay, whatever, AJ Styles lost. But again, AJ Styles still holds the record 2-1 to Jericho. So are they really going to do this again? Are they really going to go with another pay-per-view again? Seems a little bit stupid. Undertaker and Shane, though, the biggest story. Brand split. All of that seems to be coming later in the year, because the Authority's going to still be in power. And it just seemed a little bit of a waste to bring Shane back. Like I said before, it was a good replacement because Cena got injured. And it got a hell of a pop when Shane McMahon came out. I screamed. You screamed. We all screamed for Shane O'Mac. And yeah, guys, this was an okay pay-per-view. No good super storylines. Only two or three things that you might be interested in going into Raw. No heel turns, no face turns. Wow. You know, it kind of felt like a super long regular pay-per-view, but it was at the show of shows. Something spectacular should have happened, and it didn't that night. It just felt like blah. You know, Zack Ryder was the only super wow. And Jericho beating Styles was like, wow, they did that. They really went there. You know, so those are my kind of thoughts on that. This has been a 24-minute podcast. I hope you enjoy this. Tell your friends if you enjoyed, and you know, if you like it, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna do more pay-per-views. I've really started to get back into wrestling. Takeover Dallas definitely got me back to loving wrestling, and we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. But for now, guys, it's 12:39 where I'm at. I gotta go to bed, guys. I got college tomorrow. But guys, I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you maybe after Monday Night Raw. Peace.